Hey guys! So a couple of weeks ago I made a few videos about my career as a dental hygienist and you guys really seemed to like it. So I decided that I would start making some more of them here and there. So I started making a list about my pros and cons in my opinion for my career, and I decided that I would make it into 2 videos because I had quite a few for each of the lists. So with that being said, here are my 10 top pros for being a dental hygienist. Number 1, it is always evolving. So as dental hygienists, we have to go to continuing education courses several times throughout every 2 years to maintain our license. And whenever we go to these courses, they always have updated technology, updated practices, and new ways of doing things, and that really helps keep everything alive and fresh for us. Number 2, independence. So I, for one, love being alone in general, and I'm very, very independent. So I really love this perk as a part of being a dental hygienist. So I run my whole schedule all day long as a dental hygienist. So the doctor obviously sees his patients, and then each of the hygienists have their own schedule that they run as well. So throughout the course of my day, I'm pretty much by myself the whole time, going back and forth between patients, and the only time I really see the doctor is whenever I'm getting exams and if I have downtime in between patients. It's really nice to be in charge of your own work and kind of just be on your own and be super independent all throughout the day. Number 3, you only need an associate's degree. So I personally only have an associate's degree in dental hygiene. I did not get a bachelor's degree because if you are going into clinical practice, which is what the majority of hygienists do, they're not going to pay you any different for having a bachelor's degree versus an associate's. So in my opinion, I just thought it would be really silly for me to go for an extra 2 years to make the same amount of money, when I knew that I was just going to stay in private practice anyways. So in order to even have a chance of being a dental hygienist and taking your boards and getting a license, you have to at least have an associate's degree in dental hygiene. And to get an associate's degree, of course, it takes an average of 2 years. Some people go for 3 years, and some people get out a little bit quicker. So I personally did an accelerated program, so I got my degree within 19.5 months because I never had summers off, I never had spring break, I never had any of those breaks that normal people have. And for like Christmas, I only got 5 days off. Thanksgiving, I got 2 days off. Other than that, we were there 5 days a week, like all day long. But it was worth it because you got it done and you got out of there quickly. Number 4, flexibility. So I feel like as a hygienist, you have a really good home and career life balance because you don't work any crazy hours. So it's really nice, especially if you're someone who has children, to be able to kind of adjust your schedule to whatever your needs are. For me personally, I don't have any children, but if I need a day off, I have to go at least 6 months in advance to block it off in the schedule. And at that point, they can either just choose not to fill my side of the schedule, or they can also have someone come in and just temp for me for the day. But it's really nice to have that flexibility to where if I need time off, I can get it. I just have to be able to put it in with plenty of notice, so that way we're not having to move around a ton of patients. Number 5, excellent pay. So dental hygienists make much more than the national average, and I feel like a lot of people don't realize that hygienists actually make really good money. I feel like a lot of people just think that we just like came off the street and don't have any education, but you actually do have to know a lot to be able to do our job. But with that being said, for going to school for a minimum of 2 years, you can come out making a really decent wage. My first job as a dental hygienist straight out of school was $28 an hour. So the average dental hygienist salary in the United States as of October 31st, 2018 is $72,450, but the range typically falls between $62,000 and $82,000 a year. The average hourly wage as of October 31st, 2018 is about $35, but the range typically falls between $30 and $40 an hour, which is just an average because I know of several hygienists in other states that make $50 to $60 an hour. Number 6, job security. So people are always going to have teeth, hopefully. So there's always going to be a need for you, so you always are going to have that job security. Someone is always going to need you to be able to take care of people's hygiene. Number 7, schedule. So as dental hygienists, we have really awesome hours because we don't work nights, we don't work weekends, and we never work a holiday. So one really nice thing about that is that if you have a family, you're always home with your kids after school, and you're always home with your family for the holidays. So since I've been doing dental hygiene in private practice, which has been about 5 years, I've only ever worked in one office that works on a weekend day, and that was 2 Saturdays a month just for 4 hours in the morning, and that was it. I've never worked in any other office that works on weekends. And I know that there aren't a whole lot of offices that even do that, and I know a lot of offices too don't work Fridays. You get a 3-day weekend. Number 8, work environment. So as a dental hygienist working in a dental office, obviously our office is very safe, it's very clean, and at least in my instance, it's a very homey setting. So the people that I work with are like my family, and it's really nice to have a bond of people who are continually working together every single day for a similar end goal. Number 9, you get to meet a variety of people. So I see typically like 13 to 15, 16 patients a day, depending on the day and depending on where I'm working. But you get to see so many different people from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different education levels, different age groups. It's just so cool to see how diverse people are, and to have, you know, that little amount of time to really get to know someone. And it's really cool because at least I personally, I make little notes about my patients, so I always remember little things about them that I can talk to them about next time I see them. And it's really cool to see how excited they get when you actually remember things about them, and you're able to build a genuine relationship with the person, so they feel like they're actually part of your family and not just another number, another patient coming through the door. You also get to see people in a very uncomfortable environment, so you get to learn body language very well, and you really get to feed off of other people's body language. So most people that come to the dentist are not like super excited to be there. So the ones who are, it's super cool to be able to feed off of their energy and kind of follow their lead as far as how the appointment conversation is going to go. Number 10, I know this isn't the case for every dental hygienist, but at least in my case, you get your own room. And it is so nice to have your own space, because for me, I grew up hating people touching my stuff, and I liked things a certain way. I still like things a certain way, so it's really nice to be able to go to work every day and know that things are set up and ready exactly the way that you want them to be. So for me, I am super OCD. So I have all of my Pruvit paste in their own little cups. I have all the different flavors separated. I also have all the toothbrushes separated in rainbow order between adult, adolescent, and kids. So I also have all the toothpaste separated as well. So it's really nice for me whenever I'm making the patient goodie bags and asking them what they want, for me to just grab exactly what I have. So it's really nice just to have your own space to call your own and kind of keep the way that you want it to be every single day. So those are the top 10 things I love about being a dental hygienist. Overall, it is an excellent career. I love it. I'm very happy with my career choice. There are things obviously that I don't like about it, but when I look at the big picture, I'm extremely satisfied and happy that I chose this career path, because I genuinely do enjoy it, and I look forward to going to work every day. And there are way too many people that I see and I talk to every single day that hate their job. So just as a random disclaimer, if you hate your job, please go out and do something else, because life is way too short to hate your job. If you think about it, you spend so much time at your job, like, you really don't want to look back on your life and look at how much time you wasted being miserable when you could have just done something else and been happy. Whether you have to make a big life change to do it or change the amount of money that you're making, in my opinion, being happy is more important than anything else. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for my cons video. I will leave that in the links below once it's posted. And I will see you next video. Bye guys!